Now then, crew, and welcome to episode 16. That's right, episode 16 of the work on the old Honda CB750 K2. Now, only the other day did a parcel arrive from England, and a very good friend of mine and a regular viewer, Simon Rawl, solved a problem for us. It's all in this little box here. Look, this is the ignition switch box. You've seen this before. And Simon sent through, I'm trying to hold it without all the bits falling out, sent through the actual plug that we need to go back on the main loom, and that's that one there. Look, and it came with all the little connectors and stuff as a full kit. We don't need to use that bit because that's already installed on the ignition switch, but somebody in the past had snipped this off and then used, well, what I call chocolate blocks, little plastic connectors with little screws inside them. Really, I think meant for sort of, I don't know what you use them for, but certainly not for motorcycles because they tend to corrode. But that is the brand new ignition switch. It came with many keys, which means that Alan's got 4 chances of losing the keys before he's stopped. But basically, I didn't want to chop off this plug because it's a brand new ignition switch. I wanted to retain the original plug and get the socket to go on the actual loom. And now we have it. It's taken about 4 months to get this because the company in the UK was basically not trading because of lockdown and all sorts of other problems over there that they've got at the moment. So they couldn't release this. And they're only still doing, internal or national shipping. They're not doing international. So Simon stepped in, who lives in the UK, and he said, "Hey, Andy, don't worry. I'll order it, get it delivered to me, and then I'll forward it through to you with many tins of baked beans." Heinz, obviously. So thank you very much, Simon. Really appreciate this. Without your help, we wouldn't be able to do this right now. It would be delayed even further. So that should plug onto there like that. And we get all the little connectors that go into here. Now, unfortunately, we only need to use 4 of these little things. There's only 4 wires. There's actually room in there for 6, by the looks of it, 6 wires. So we're only going to use 4, which does give me a couple of spares just in case I mess one up, because they are quite small and fiddly, so we'll give it a go. The other downside is my gas-powered soldering iron has run out of gas. That's who makes it? I've forgotten now. But it's very good. Hang on, I'll show you. Bear with me. Yes, Dremel. Sorry, I forget things these days. So Dremel comes in a really nice little box. Not a sponsor of the channel. I bought it years ago. And it was getting a bit low on gas last time. I'm pretty sure it's run out. Yeah, it has run out. But really cool piece of kit. There's quite a few of these on the market. And make sure you buy a good one. And I can vouch for this. This is a good one. There's some that are crazily overpriced, like the snap-on ones, but this one wasn't too bad at all. But I can't use it today. I've got to use my electric soldering iron, which I think we're going to struggle a little bit. But we'll do the best we can, because fortunately these are just crimp terminals. But I have to do some repairs on the loom, well, because I found some more problems. Anyway, let's get to it. Used.
You don't paint something without warning.
Honestly. Okay, so we've got the remnants of the wiring, and just to show you, this is what I came across. That's right, that one. This was soldered onto there with a big blob of solder. Not good. Apologies if the focus is a bit out. It's really close up. And on the brown with a white tracer, we had again a very nasty blob of solder. Not good. So, and they're also too short, so we need to extend them anyway. So hopefully the old soldering iron is now up to temperature. It's not a bad one, but it's only who makes this? Duratec. There you are, look. Is that going to focus? There you go, look. Duratec soldering iron. but it's only a 25 watts, but it has got some nice little lights at the end for when you're soldering in the dark, maybe. I don't know. Right, let's give it a go. Try and get the focus back. There we go, that's near enough, isn't it? Okay, tin the iron. There we go, look. And then I've already put some flux on the wire because these wires are pretty old. And that's what you can see burning off at the moment. Oh, look at that. That's not bad. I see a bit more solders stay on the actual wire, to be fair. There we go, that'll do. And we've done an awful lot of work on this wiring harness. There's lots of replaced wires, and in all honesty, I could have replaced all of them, to be fair, but where do you stop? Now, I know my soldering skills are not great. I just want to leave a blob on there so then it's got a bit of extra when I join the two together. That's the plan, that'll do, I think we're there. Yes. A bit more solder. Yes, that'll work. Right. A new bit of wire we have here. Ah, that was hot. Jeez. Trying to do things one-handed. Bear with me. Right. Can I tin that one up as well? This is a new bit of wire, by the way, so it doesn't need any flux. So this is flux solder. Oh, look at that. Nice. Okay. So hopefully the plan is to join that on there and then whack a bit of heat shrink over it. So it's sealed away from the elements, and we'll try and do it better than the guys that did the last bit of soldering on this bike. Oh, it's not too bad. I'm not over happy with it. We'll give it another go. Maybe it will sit better on top. Oh, look at that. That's a good joint. Yeah, we've got solder both sides flowed, so that's excellent. I like that. Now, for the brown with a white tracer, I don't have any wire to hand to match. So, for the person that's going to work on this bike next, which will no doubt watch this video, I'm going to use a white wire, just to confuse everybody. Yes. Sorry. I know. I really should do a wiring diagram for this bike. Okay. Thanks, Eric. Eric knows those are his strippers. Good job. Okay. Oh, there's a mouse in the roof. Okay, let's see if we can tin that one up. Shouldn't be too hard. Okay, I'm going in. Little soldering iron is doing pretty well, actually. Quite impressed. Right. Oh, it's not bad. I reckon that'll do. We're on. Right, put soldering iron somewhere where things won't catch fire. Brilliant. So we've got our two wires. That's the brown with a white tracer. We've also got two other wires, one of which I've increased the diameter significantly, the size of the wiring to get less volt drop. That is labelled up battery 12 volts positive. That's the feed for the battery, which is currently isn't connected, luckily. And this is the feed then up to somewhere else. I forget. We should look at the diagram really, shouldn't we? Let's do that. Right, one wiring diagram. Very old school stuff. Now they call the ignition switch the combination switch. So I'm going to zoom in on that, hopefully. There we go, look. Keep bringing it back to the middle. Now, apologies for the poor quality. It's just the way the file is. So we've got color codes and we've got positioning within the switch itself. Not that we need to worry about that too much because the switch will sort out what connects to what. We've got the brown with the white, that goes to TL1, and we've got the brown to TL1 again, 2 maybe, bad drawing. And we've got black, which is ignition, and red, which is from the battery. So the red from the battery is now also a black. Yes, just to confuse things. So the thick black wire will connect to the small black wire, and the brown wire will connect to now the white wire. Confused? Yeah, so you should be. I've messed around with it too much. Right, back to the bike. Okay, so what's needed now is some heat shrink. Yes, that's the thick black and the thin black. We'll just tuck those out of the way for now. So a bit of heat shrink down there. Over there. Now if I have my little blowtorch, it would be dead easy. I don't. I've just got a lighter today. So time to burn my fingers probably. Now luckily there's no fuel tank on this machine. Or petrol of any kind, to be honest. There we go. That's not bad, is it? Not bad for a lacking in tools. I just forgot to get some more gas, and it's Easter weekend. There we go. That'll work, grommet. Nearly as good as a blowtorch, really. Okay, so we've now got the 4 wires. So I'm going to tape that lot up. Just that short length there. Tape it back to the loom. Tidy all that up. Then I can put the loom back where it should be because I've got to pull the loom out to do this, the front part of it. And then we can basically apply the connectors. We can work out the length, work out where the ignition switch goes back on the bike because I've forgotten. I think it's round here. There's some marks around here on the frame, so it sort of clamps around. So hopefully there's enough room for that with these new coils in the way. Jeez, it never ends. Okay, let me get tidied up. Right, let's put a bit of tape just to hold them together for now. Oh no, on the soldering iron as well. Oh God. Okay, right, round there, look. Just to hold everything together, and then we'll do the same down at the other end. I'm sure there'll be lots of editing going on with this video, just to keep them together for now. And I really want to keep these wires as long as I can. I don't want to be cutting the whole thing down again. Right. So now that's these are the wires that go up to the new Dana coils. So we've got the yellow, the blue, and the black as well. Okay. And if you want to know what they do, watch the previous videos. Okay. So now I've got to try and get in and tape up around the back of there. That's not going to be easy, is it? There's not a lot of room on this thing. Yes, I know I could have done this on the bench, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, we didn't have the parts when I was doing the loom, and the loom had to go on. There we are, that should do the trick. Don't want to go mad. Okay. Looks pretty tidy. And to be fair, that bit is out of sight, so you're not going to see any of that anyway. Okay, now we've got this length here, so I'm going to go and find probably some more of this nice fabric loom tape, and we'll pop that down there. It's a massive roll, it really is. So apologies for the in-your-face kind of a camera work going on. This stuff is really, really good. It's super flexible, and it looks a lot neater than just insulation tape, that's for sure. And I've used this for the full length of the loom. I think it looks very, very good for the style of the bike that it is. Now, do we need to see that? I think we can remember that the large wire is battery positive, can't we? So we'll tape that into there, and one day somebody will find that and they'll go, wow, somebody labelled that up. Right, maybe one more turn. Where's my knife? Hang on. Snippers, they should do the trick. It's really good stuff. It really is nice and strong as well. There we go. Right, so you can see it flexes really well and doesn't sort of crinkle, or you can mold it to wherever you want to go. The next step is to pop on just a little bit more insulation tape at either end to hold the whole thing tight, just to finish it off really. So we'll put one on there. Do it to camera, Mr. Young, do it to camera. We are in shot, that's a miracle. Okay, that's that one. Just snip that. Try and give it a nice finish to it. There we go. Super, and we'll do exactly the same at that end. Now, I'm not an expert at doing looms by any means, and I'm sure that someone that does do looms will be looking at this going, what the hell is he doing? Well, I'm just trying to make the best job that I can and make it look tidy as well. Because honestly, it was horrendous, was this bike when I got it. There was so many problems with it. Good pair of snips those. Hold on, Tang. Right, so all that's done now, and now we can basically get all these to the same length, and we can fit the little connectors and fit the plug. That's the important bit, isn't it? We need the plug on the end, and we need to put the pins in the right order. Holy moly. Okay, so I want to try and retain as much length as I can, but that brown one is the shortest, so we'll go with that. Oh my word, what's he done? There we go, look. Okay, what should we do first? Because we can put the pins on and then we can work out which, where they go in the plug as we push them in. That's the plan. Hopefully focus will stay for you. Right, we'll do this black one first. Thanks, Eric. Right. Oakley. So there is the pin. Now these look very similar type of crimps to what I had before on the other stuff. So I know that the end one, this little end crimp here, is going to be for the insulation, and these other two will do the wire. Okay. So we will do that one first. I think we'll use the largest one to start off with, just to try and curl those round. In fact, I'm going to just manually nip those up a little bit, I think. There we go. So we can go for that one now. Oh, it's not too bad for a first effort. I am going to solder these in anyway. Okay, next. Not too bad. I think maybe we've gone for the smaller one actually. We do have spares if I mess this up. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I can solder that up. That's better. There we go, look. Okay, so that is a pin done, and it's got a little spine on the back to clip it into the actual plug. So let's chuck a bit of solder on that and see how it looks. I just want to give it the best possible chance of survival. In fact, I'm going to get a cable tie and hold that in place. Right, solder. Solder without catching anything else on the bench. Let's just see if we can get a little bit put in there just to give it a slightly better contact. Don't want too much because it's got to fit inside the plug. Coolio. Okay. Now you're all going to be looking, how the hell is he going to get that big wire into one of those connectors? Well, I'm going to have to fettle it down a bit, aren't I? It's as simple as that, really. There's no other option. It was done to reduce volt drop originally, and then we decided to fit an ignition relay like on a modern bike. So ultimately, it wasn't really required, but I wasn't going to take it all back out again. Now we've probably got probably twice the volume of wire that we can actually fit into that connector. But it's all right. It's just the way it is. I think we might get away with that. Just, maybe another couple of strands. Yeah, probably about that will be about the limit. So let's get those snipped off and out of the way. No, Andy, don't do it. I know I could. What I could do is split this into two separate wires and use 2 pins on the plug, but it would also mean changing the plug on the ignition side, and then it would make it, you know, a specific part rather than off-the-shelf part. So I don't want to go down that route. So if the ignition switch fails again, then I want the guy to be able to go and buy another one off the shelf and plug it in and it work. That's the plan. Okay, they'll all fold over later on, that's fine. Right, another pin. Oh, we're pushing the boundaries here. We really are. Are we still in focus? We are just. If I can try and do it in this one position. It's very difficult filming and doing stuff at the same time. Right, so crimpers. Let's do that middle one first. Oh, better than I thought, actually. That one worked out pretty well. Right, let's bring that in. I'm assuming that's supposed to go in. I think so. Can't imagine what else it's there for. Right, and then just the last one, which requires a bit more tidying up, I think. Oh, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Let's put a bit of solder on there, and I'm done with that. Just a little bit. Come on, damn you, transfer some heat. There we go, look. Okay, let's see if we can get all those tidied up. I might have be tempted to put some heat shrink on the ends of these. Maybe. We will see. think I will. In fact, I know I will. Right, next one. That was a mission now. One of these two should be easy now. Okay, are we still in focus? We are if we stand there. Okay. Let's do both of these while we're on. In the name of efficiency. Thanks, Eric. Right. Now, if you don't know who Eric is, I'm talking about Eric O from the South Main Auto channel. Top bloke. Good friend. And he's sort of helped me along over the years. Busy chap though. Very, very busy chap. Okay. That's nice. I like that one. Let's give that a go. Let's do that middle one first. That seems to work pretty well by doing the middle first. And number 2. Oh, perfect. Look at that. That's not bad. We're getting better at these. There we go. And the last one. Just bring those in again, look. Go away, fly. Nobody wants flies. Right. Using the larger one now for this one. That'll do. Happy with that. Right, a bit more solder. Are we in focus? We are in focus. Look at that. That's all we need. Less is more. Good job, soldering iron. Okay, we've got one more to go, which is the brown. And that's a true brown. This is the brown and white, don't forget, because we modified it. Because then he doesn't have any brown and white wire. Okay, last one. Middle first. Any good? I don't know. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty good going. Not bad at all, actually. I hope we're doing the right thing with these and I aren't bending over the wrong bit. We'll soon find out. There we go. Super. Right, a bit more solder required. He who dares, Rodney. That'll do. Right, we'll turn Mr. Soldering Iron off. We'll finish with that. Perfect. Houston, we have a problem. That's right. On the old ignition switch, which is this one here, these are those little blocks I was talking about. I have no idea on pin layout. There's 4 wires. What's that, 16 possibilities? There could be loads of different possibilities, to be fair. I'm not even going to work it out. I think the easiest thing to do is to pull back this grommet to expose the wires, and then we can actually see what colour wires they've got on the other side. Hopefully, Honda's used the same colour codes for the wires on the switch side as they have actually done, you know, on the main loom. Looking at the wiring diagram, they have, but you never really know because, in all honesty, nobody should really be going in that part. This is a, you know, a throwaway item. You buy a new one. So let's take a closer look and see if they did what they should have done. Here we go. Oakley dokley. I hate to do this to a new part, but actually looking at the insulation tape around here, it's pretty dodgy, isn't it? So let's get that pulled off, and we'll replace that anyway. Well done, Honda. But I mean, to be fair, this has probably been sat on a shelf for the last 30 years, so it's not the end of the world. We can't really hassle them too much for a bit of insulation tape that's lost its stickiness. Okay, that should now hopefully pull down there, unless they've bonded it, have they? No, let's get some silicone spray and just give that a little twist. This should help it slide down a bit. This is the old silicone spray from Forge S420. Bloody stuff, good stuff. And yes, they are a supporter of the channel. Jared's very, very good. Right, let's see if that's going to help a little bit. We've got some movement. Maybe. Well, we can actually, if I roll that back, that might help. Oh, it's moving now, look. Cool. Okay, so we've got brown with a white tracer, which is our new white on the loom side. We've got red, which is battery positive, and we've got that small black, which basically will be the feed up to the headlight area and the, you know, the loom, basically power into the loom. Okay, let's head over to the bike and we can take our little plug with us, and we should be able to, if we pop that on there, work out which ones are which. Easy. Now, before I forget, this is the opportunity I have of putting a bit of heat shrink on. So obviously I've got to be aware of that little tine, which is just there, look. But I reckon we can get a bit on at that point, because I don't have the grommet to go onto the back of the actual loom side of the plug. Whether there was one or not, I have no idea. Right, lighter. Okay, here goes. That worked out pretty well. Hope it all fits in the plug, but it should do. Right, now for the scruffy one. And my sincere apologies about this. It's not quite how I tend to do things, but I didn't realise how small the little connectors were, in all honesty. Right. See if we can whittle that over there, look. That should just help tidy that up. Make it look at least something respectable. There we go. Are we still in focus? I think we are. Don't burn your fingers, Andy. Cool. That looks pretty good. We're away from that little tine again, so we're all right there. He says with complete confidence. The only downside is we're gonna lose what colour wires are what, aren't we? Oh no. Okay, so that's brown. That's brown with white. Okay, let's see if we've got some different colour heat shrink. I think we're going to be all right. Okay, slightly smaller stuff actually, so hopefully it'll fit. So the small black, we can still see the wires down there anyway, can't we? It's not the end of the world. Okay, that looks about right. We can't go mad on this because it's still got to fit in the plug. Man, I missed my little blowtorch. But it does show that you don't have to have a blowtorch to do this. Okay. And we'll stick, I don't know, yellow on there as well. Just to confuse people even more. What the hell? Confusion reigns as always. Wow, that's pretty close. It's alright, that's just a bit of soot on the outside. I've not burnt it, he says. Right. Okay, so we've got, for clarification, we've got brown. We've got brown with a white tracer. We've got the small black, and we've got the big black. And the big black represents the red wire. Bloody hell. You really have to be quite switched on with this, don't you? Okay, so where should we start? What should we start? Let's do the red first because that's the heaviest one. So red is that terminal there, which is that terminal. So I think that goes in that way. Can you hear the mouse? It's called John. John's going to die soon. Right, so we'll pop that back in there again. Cool, that's that one done. That's red, as you can see it follows through. And we've got next to it the black, which we know is that one. So let's pop that one in next. Now the little tines go towards the inside of the actual plug. I'm saying this like I know what I'm doing. I've never done one of these before. Right, let's just get that lined up. Give them a push in. Way! Ooh, there's a family row going on. That's not quite all the way in yet. Holy moly. Somebody's not happy. Crap, come back. Okay, it's nearly in. Hasn't quite clicked, I don't think. I'm just going to push that back out and have a look. Yep, little tine's still good. Don't know what it was catching on. Given the fact we've already done the biggest wire. Let's have another go. Maybe the time wasn't quite lined up. It's going in plenty now. There we go. Right, that's 2 in. Where's my ignition switch gone? There he is. Right, so pop that in there. Let's get those little plugs in. You can see why they stopped using these, can't you? Just got to try and line them up. Newness is what it, there we are, look, right. So, looking again behind the little bung. Ah, okay, so we've got brown with a white, which is our white wire, which is that one, is that plug there. That one. Okay, let's get rid of that again for a second. We'll place it on the bench so it doesn't fall down. And that's about lined up actually. So there he is, he's in. And of course what's left is one more. So just to double check we're on the right one, which goes next to it by the looks of it. So that's there. Which will be in that hole there. Wow, okay. Super job. Let's see if we can get him lined up. Not so easy this one, needs a bit of a twist. It's getting a bit busy in here. Okay. Hey, I'm pleased there's not 6 wires. There we go, right. I think maybe a fraction more. I think we'll be in. We're not quite there yet, are we? I think that's it. I think that is it. Where's my screwdriver? Now, don't go destroying things, Andy. Another mill will be happy with. Yes, it's not quite in yet, is it? Okay, where's my pliers? This is where Andy destroys the nice insulation he's just put on. Okay, that looks better. No, it still hasn't clipped. Damn. Damn. Editing time, I think. That should be clipped in by now, surely. Nope, it hasn't. Well, the time's bent, that's why. Dum 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 dum. Let's give the tine another little. In fact, where's my pick? Where's me pick? Honestly, you guys still awake? There we go. Tine reinstated. It must have twisted. Honestly, I'm going to have to do something about those rats or mice, whatever they are. Right, going in. That looks locked in now. Good job. Right, now I can't test it because lots of the other wiring is still disconnected, but we can plug that in. There we go, and it hasn't pushed it out, so that's good. Super. Very, very happy with that. So I think I'm just going to have to tape the back of this up to stop any moisture getting in. It's a shame we haven't got another boot, or there isn't a similar boot to this to go on there. And again, like I say, I have no idea what the original loom would have on it, but I'm pretty sure I can do a tidy job with the old insulation tape. Good stuff. Right, let's just unplug that again for now. It's a good fit. Brilliant. Oh, insulation tape. Where is he? Yeah, that's definitely held in now. I can see it. It's going to a point where it's stopping, so that's good. Okay. Let's just tape him up best we can. I will say this is a million times better than it was when the bike came in, so I still feel very happy, even though I'd rather have some kind of a grommet type arrangement on here. There we go, look. And then we'll take it back again just for a nice finish. He says it'll be good enough. Happy chappy next door, isn't he? Right. Snippy snips. Well, I think that's actually pretty good. Next job is to put the insulation tape back on the original switch, and then we'll go and find the bracket and mount the switch. Woohoo! Right, so before we put that grommet back on, I'm just going to spray in there a little bit of dielectric grease, just to give it another chance, you know. There we go. Super. Oh, and that stuff is the S421 from Forge. Good gear. Do like that stuff. Right, let's see if we can get this back on here again. Little screwdriver. There we go. Right, now the little screwdriver is not sharp, so it shouldn't cause any harm to the little boot. There we go, look, almost there. Super job. Right, so like I said, it'd be great to have one of those on the other side. Now we need some brake cleaner and a rag. Now the reason why we need this is we want our tape to stick, and given the fact we put silicone on there earlier on, it probably isn't. It won't. Some of this glue is pretty old. So better to do it now than have to redo it later. This bike's had so much love. It really has. If only I looked after my own bikes the same. Don't know why I don't. Right, so that should do the trick. Nice and clean, grease free. Remember, this was what was on before, which was pretty pants. Right, let's give that a go. My fingerprints will be sealed in time now. I reckon that'll do the trick. All we need now is some side cutters that I left on the bench. Hang on. I'm going to go on a mouse or a rat rampage shortly. Okay. How's that? That's tidy enough, isn't it? Super. Right, where's that spray again? I'll just stick a little bit down the terminals as well. I'll do the same on the other plug. Right, we need a bracket now. One bracket. Look at that. This has been off the bike for like 9 months, so I'm going to try and work out how it goes back on again. But it looks pretty simple. I think if you guys mounting the switch, undo the old castellated nut. Here, look. Hopefully nothing's going to fall out. Nope. And we've got a groove, an indent groove, to an alignment groove, you could call that. And is that going to work? We've got an alignment groove in there as well. Don't know. I would suggest we put off to the bottom. So the alignment grooves mean nothing at all. Honestly, really Honda. Could do better than that. Okay. Do we fit the switch to the bracket, then fit the bracket to the frame? No, that won't work. Look, that's why it won't work. Because the wires are in the way. Even if you, well, that is actually the position it'll be in. So we need to fit the bracket over the frame first, and then pop this in from the back. Okay. Ooh, free washer. Excellent. Right, to the bike. Right, I've tied up the loom, and this is our new ignition plug. So thank you again, Simon. Really, really appreciate that. Good job. Okay, so where does the ignition bracket go? Well, looking at the photos, I think it's around about here somewhere, which is a godsend because there is enough clearance on the frame. I was thinking it might have gone there because you can just see a shadow on the actual frame. But that's a bit too far back. It needs to go about here, looking at the photos. So I don't know what's going on there. A bit of a ghost mark on the frame. Okay, so we'll get these bits out. Unfortunately, it's got a captive nut on there, which is good. Pull that out. Again, not an original bolt. Definitely not. It probably won't have. The original one wouldn't have thread all the way down, I wouldn't say. Pop that on there. Now I've just got to, we can do it this way around, can't we? Look, get that in there, the spacer. There we go. Pop the bolt through. Looked a lot easier than what it was. Okay, get that in the threads. There we go, look. Perfect. Now we can nip that up once it's all in position. Let's get a socket first. 13, I think. He says, maybe. I bet it is a 13. It is a 13. So let's just nip that up inside of about there, I would say, just to hold it so we can do our job. Okay, let's get some spray in there. Dielectric spray. Right, or silicone grease, as it's otherwise known. And we can plug that in for, hopefully, it won't be though, be nice, the last time ever. Just easing those contacts together, there we go, look. Super. Okay, we've got plenty of spare wire, so we'll just pop that down there. I'll find a home for that later on. And of course we need off to be at the bottom. So I think actually the big washer went on the back like that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I would say it does though, looking at that. So it supports it fully. Okay, and now for the castellated round nut. Okay, very good. Looking promising. Right, I now need like a little mini C-spanner or something just to tweak that up. Also, there's quite a reset. It's not all the way on, is it? I wonder if we need that washer. I'd much prefer it to be all the way on with the threads. Let's just steal that off for a second and see how that looks. Oh, I think that looks better, don't you? Okay, right, I'll find something to tweak that up. It's going to be something specialist. What can I use? What have I got that would work on there? Maybe, just maybe. Oh, look at that. Just to give it a bit more of a tweak for now until I find something a bit better. One more go. There we go. I reckon we're not. Jeez, that was a tight fit. I reckon we're not far off of that, you know. Okay, so we'll wiggle that along a little bit, and then we'll bring him down. Hang on, we've got a HT lead in between. Let's just pop that through there. Pop that back on. Right, so now we can put that down the middle, and I'll find a home for all of that once it's in place. Right, I reckon it was somewhere like that on the bike. Where's my ratchet? There it is. Cool. It is done. Right. There we go. Where's the key? Or should I say, where are the 4 keys? Bloody good, Honda, 4 keys. Some motorbikes you buy nowadays only have 1 key. You lose that and you're buggered. Oh, that's alright, isn't it? I like that. Super. Right, back to the bench. Well, I think that turned out pretty well. And again, thank you, Simon, for sending that through. Now, as regards the ignition switch itself, you can still get those from Honda. This is an old stock new part. That's one of the stickers on the box there, look. That might be the new part number if there is a new one. And then that's the original printing on the box. There, look. Very, very authentic little box. That's going to live in my glass cabinet, I think, because that's pretty cool. All the old style Honda stuff on there. Now, as regards the actual plug for the wiring harness that we installed in this video, that's from a company called Kojicat, I think it is, over in the UK. So I'll drop you onto Google now. We'll go and find the website, and they have lots of electrical connections and stuff for old Honda bikes. So well worth a look. Right, I think it's called Kojicat. Kojicat UK. Let's try that. There, that'll be the one. So it's Kojicat. Yeah, so KOJAYCAT.co.uk. And if I put in here Honda 6-pin ignition switch plug. Let's see if it finds it. Oh, it didn't. Brown Honda plug. Maybe I need to go more generic. 7-way old style Honda ignition switch brown. So it is 7-way actually. There is a center pin, but we don't use it. This is the one. There you go. Look, there is the kit, and it comes with obviously both halves, and you get all the connectors as well. So pretty good, really. Sorry it took a while to find it, but I thought it would be very useful for some people that need it, obviously, to show you where to get it from. And it's only at the moment £6.49. Obviously UK price for the full set, which I think is an absolute bargain, and they've got stock. However, at the time of making this video, they're not shipping internationally. They're only shipping within the UK. So if you are an international customer, you'll have to have a friend in England who will order it for you and then forward it on once it arrives at their address. Okay, crew, right, we're almost done. Look at that. I've even put Alan's keyring on his new keys. Pretty cool. Okay, I will keep the old ignition switch for now. That'll get passed back to Alan with a big box of other bits and pieces that have come off his bike, because I've replaced quite a lot of stuff now. I reckon that video was a success. It all went pretty well. Not fitted one of those little brown plugs before. Wasn't entirely sure what crimping tool to use, but I think what we used was fine. I can't get this up to the camera close enough really, but there's 3 pairs of little prongs that you bend over the wire. The rearmost one is only to go over the insulation, so it goes over the insulation and obviously the core of the wire, and the other 2, by the looks of it, are just for the core. And I just put a little tiny bit of solder on there just to give it a bit more, you know, strength, longevity, whatever. So there you go, that's what I've got left. I've still got obviously the plug side. The plug side. So, you know, realistically, I could actually wire the correct plug back onto this switch and then give Alan a spare ignition switch. But to be fair, internally, it's quite badly corroded. There was points of high resistance within this switch, and that's why we changed it. So maybe I'll pull it apart and we'll do an autopsy one day. I don't know. That might be the best thing for it, and then we can learn from it, can't we? Okay, crew, if you found this video helpful, and of course many of the other videos on the channel, no doubt, why not click on the subscribe button, ring the bell, and our friends at YouTube will send you an email as and when I upload any new videos. And hopefully there's 2 a week. Usually there's at least 1 a week. Sometimes there's none a week. Just depends. I work on the road an awful lot. I'm not always at home for a few weeks, so you know, I run out of videos that I've already made. It's just the way it is. You'll also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Feel free to communicate through any of those portals. My email address is also in the description. Yes, you can email me directly, and it's me that answers the email, not some other minion somewhere. It's me. I do all of it. I even edit the videos up. I can't guarantee I'll get back to you, but I'll do my very best. Now, if you'd like to support the channel, and obviously donations are gratefully received, you can do that through Patreon or through the PayPal portal. And it's the same email address for the PayPal, andymechanic@live.co.uk. Okay, crew, well, until next time, thanks for watching. Cheers, over and out. And we get the flip up again. Oh!